welcome back to Camp Little. Joe can't wait to show you his design for a simple smokehouse.
This is one of my favorite ideas for Camp Little. I will be able to cook large amounts of chicken and steak, then it will automatically be stored in the smokehouse. My goal is that it doesn't take up much more space than the small shed does above ground.
Joe got to work by placing the main components of this smokehouse. The two smokers themselves are central to this build. A hopper will be placed behind each one and pointed directly into the back of the smokers. These will be for automatically feeding in coal or any other fuel the smokers can use.
I'm going to clear out some of this dirt so I have room to work.
You place the chest on top of the two hoppers that feed the smokers. This one chest can hold all the fuel for the smokehouse. Joe then began to work on the output.
I know I will need to make a dropper elevator to bring the items back up, and it's going to need to be right about here.
Joe knew that there would be cobblestone at the base of the smokehouse, so he placed two sides to mark out the size of the build.
The output hoppers need to be directed down to this bottom dropper to provide a way to move the cooked items up to a storage system I will be making.
Joe placed the hoppers that would lead from the output of the smokers to the dropper elevator. He put cobblestone down to create a platform for the three double chests that will make up the cooked food storage area. He installed the input hoppers on top of the smokers. These hoppers will feed the smokers from the chests that will be installed on top of them. Joe placed the input chests in the same direction as the storage area, perpendicular to the fuel chest. He noticed the dropper tower was slightly off, so if you're following along...
Sorry about that. I know I need hoppers pointing into these three double chests that are for storing the cooked food. These hoppers need to point down. Let's try these droppers right here.
Joe placed a hopper at the top of the dropper elevator. Items should move into the hopper when they come out of the dropper, then flow to the 3 output storage chests.
These hoppers need to lead to the bottom dropper. This one should just point at the other hopper that is under the second smoker.
It was time to assemble the rest of the dropper elevator. A sticky piston, comparator, and observer is all is needed to make that happen.
I need to test this elevator.
Without an observer at the bottom dropper, the system didn't move items and made a ridiculous clicking sound. Joe needed to lower the level of the piston and add a couple of observers to fix this elevator.
That's gonna be better. Now it's working.
Joe had fixed the elevator and the smokehouse was on its way to completion. Just a few more things to pack into this build. He couldn't wait to use it for the first time.
This is definitely my favorite build so far at Camp Little. Everything packs into a 3 block by 3 block footprint just like the shed. Absolutely perfect for Camp Little. This property has really come a long way.
Yes, it has come a long way, Joe. From its humble beginning as a tiny mapping outpost, Camp Little has grown to be a fantastic little camp. The fence around the area makes a great border to frame all the little farms and buildings. The lodge prominently displayed at the northeast gate,
which is scheduled for a remodel in the next episode.
And the smokehouse really ties this area together between the chickens and the cows.
Yeah, this is all real nice. We can do a proper tour of Camp Little in the future. For now, I should probably get back to work though. This smokehouse isn't going to build itself. I think it's ready for this cobblestone now. It's a 3x3 structure, but because of the dropper elevator, there is one observer that pokes up on the side. I can live with that though.
Joe had been working day and night to get this project completed. He was getting tired after all that hard work. He still needed to add the roof and the siding for it to be done. Tomorrow is going to be a better day for that.
I really just need to grab the stairs.
With plenty of supplies, Joe is ready to continue the build. It's not far from complete, so he was eager to get back at it.
Looks like everything's connected properly.
Joe inspected the build so far and it looked pretty good. It was time to move forward and get a roof on the smokehouse. It is a very small structure, so the roof shouldn't take much time at all. Joe was going for a slightly different style of roof on this one. He was going to build a hip roof rather than a gabled roof. The materials are going to be the same, and the style change is necessary for the smokehouse to look great. He began to build the roof by placing a temporary block to use for placing the first stair block where it needed to go. Then one after another, the bottom row of stairs are installed to start the roof. Using that same cobblestone block, Joe started the next level, then filled in underneath with slabs so the chest below can still open.
One more level of stairs to finish the roof. All set.
He topped it off with a campfire to build a chimney around, just like on the cabin. Joe had removed the chimneys from the cow barn. Originally, the cow barn had smokers built into it, but having a dedicated smokehouse was definitely a better idea. the roof done, it was time to spruce up the exterior.
Literally.
Joe was going to use trapdoors to cover up all the inner workings of the build, leaving input, output, and coal chest exposed for easy access. Joe used the spruce trapdoors like it was siding.
By using trapdoors on the outside of this build, it can have the appearance of having a 3x3 block footprint, but it's actually 5x5. The trapdoor counts as a full block, but is thin enough to look like it doesn't. It's going to be nice to only have the blocks I interact with exposed so there is no confusion. Input, output, and the fuel chest, as well as the smokers themselves, will not have trapdoors covering them up. I just need to grab some wood and make some signs.
Joe was going to use signs to label the chest so there was clear where to put the items. This would be his last trip to storage to complete this project. He was very proud of how it came together. A lot of function is packed into a small space, making the smokehouse perfect for Camp Little.
Well, that doesn't look right. Wait, I have what I need over here.
By placing signs over the exposed chest, it closes off the building a bit more while allowing for the chest to be labeled and still visible.
The spruce signs were a better choice for sure. They really blend in well with the rest of the smokehouse.
Joe placed the last few spruce trapdoors and signs. He made sure that everything was labeled.
This smokehouse looks perfect now that it's done.
Joe had worked through the night to finish the smokehouse. He was very pleased with how it turned out. As the sun rose in the sky, he thought about the other things he needed to accomplish before he was done. He started the next day harvesting and replanting the small manual farm in the southeast corner of the camp. This farm consists of carrots, potatoes, and wheat. The ground isn't getting saturated enough, so after planting, he is going to work on irrigation. Another day had passed while Joe was tending the garden. He wanted to get more done, so he just kept working through the night. The ground was definitely getting more saturated on the side that had the irrigation completed, so Joe was on the right track. He continued to work on completing the chore. He had tried digging the irrigation under the garden, but that didn't work. He had settled on adding a small creek to the north side. He was going to make everything south of the small creek wheat. This would leave room on the north side of the water for the carrots and potatoes. Joe ran to the cabin to get some sleep and continued his work the next morning. With water on both sides of the garden, the ground was getting more saturated and fertile. This should grow crops perfectly. He placed some leaves in the creek to create solid ground he could walk on while letting the water flow to the garden. Waterlogged leaves look great and are very functional.
Looking good.
Joe was happy with the garden. Manually growing wheat was going to be necessary to feed the cows, and a field of wheat always looks fantastic. He added a row of carrots and a row of potatoes to ensure a supply of those items as well.
Wow, Camp Little looks so good from up there. The aerial view from Replay Mod is so helpful to show off the entire property.
Camp Little was looking good thanks to Joe's landscaping. After the garden, he turned his green thumb to planting bushes along the fence. As the sun dipped below, he used oak leaves to make a hedge around the perimeter.
I see you. Gotcha. That skeleton thought he was going to trespass, but not today.
Joe continued the landscaping as it started to rain. He was so close to being done, he wanted to just keep going, regardless of the rain or what time of night it was. The southwest corner was the last thing he wanted to focus on before he was done. There needed to be a proper path leading from the gate to the main walkway by the cabin. Cobblestone on the gate entrance made a lot of sense, so he changed the inside and the outside of the gates. He liked to put pressure plates on the inside of the doors to ensure they close after going through them. Making the path was the last thing he needed to do, and this episode's projects would all be done.
Thank you everyone for watching another video I made. I really hope you're liking this series. In the next video I will be remodeling the lodge. After building it, I thought of some things that can improve it by 1000%. I'm actually embarrassed at how unfinished the lodge is after thinking about it. We can remedy that next time.
This concludes another episode of Camp Little. Thank you for supporting this channel by watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to us. Tune in next time to see all the builds and adventures Joe is up to. If you would like to support us, just watch this video again and share it with your friends. Commenting on the video helps give it a boost as well. And of course, if you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, goodbye.